Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel today for the second Alliance War of Season 25 where we are taking on apoco. So here are our fights for the war. So we're taking Path 9 in Section 1, taking Stealth Spidey, Mr. Fantastic and Sabretooth. Then we are taking Mangog and Guardian middle minis, Moleman, Satsquatch and Void on the ebb and flow intercept nodes. And then also Hyperion, Guillotine 2099 and Hit Monkey left side minis. So let's get to the first fight of the war against this Stealth Spidey. So it's a fight I've done a few times before, it's nothing too complicated really. So it's not the cleanest. Do parry a bit at the start. Mostly phases medium and then go in, because if you phase 2 hits he could do a medium and then clip you on the last part, which isn't a huge deal but it's just unnecessary damage. Throw for special 2 with 2 furies and he's done. So the next fight is against this rank 3 Mr. Fantastic, and the main thing in this fight is I just don't really want to use a special in case I get the cross fight on me, and then that could mess me up later on in the war. So ghost critical hits can't be evaded, so whenever I've got non-damaging debuffs on me I am only going to be doing 1-hit combos, and this node has power focus 1, so that is going to be quite frequently in this fight. So the taunt debuff is going to lower my attack a bit, so it's going to be a bit longer than the Stealth Spidey fight, but still fairly simple and can heal to full from willpower. And there we go, Mr. Fantastic is down. So now we're going to move on to this Sabretooth fight. So I'm going to be using Dr. Octopus here. I don't think he's the best counter for this fight, but it's nothing particularly difficult. So Sabretooth has buff and balanced power drain, so every time he gets a buff he's going to put a power drain debuff on me, but all that really does is give me free willpower healing. And he also has a couple of other nodes which don't really matter for this fight. So whenever you apply a heal block to Sabretooth, it removes all of his regeneration stacks, which is actually a little bit annoying in this fight because Dr. Octopus life steals when the heal block is active, but again it's not really needed, it's a very basic fight. So he goes down, we finish on a full yellow bar. So next up we've got Mangog on node 22, so he has power snack and backup recovery. So initially I was going to use Ghost for this fight so I can phase a special 2, but wanted to experiment a little bit with Dr. Octopus, especially since this wasn't a war that we really stood much chance in winning. So Mangog does have some passive power gain over time. It's fairly slow, but it does allow us to do the heavy chain strategy with Dr. Octopus. So he does slowly gain power. So as you can see he's about to pass over 1 bar, which does mean we're going to lose the power lock because his special 1 animation is so long. But that's not really an issue, it's not much of a threat of taking a special 3 or even a special 2 in this fight. So we trigger the power lock again just before backup recovery, so that's negated. And here we probably should have kept on going with the heavy chain rather than drop the special 3 and save the special 3 for if we were going to lose the power lock. So it's a bit of an error here. And then another error, I should have really just gone for the special 1 cycling loop rather than try to get back into the heavy loop. And as you're going to see, this is another mistake, go for the special 1 refresh rather than heavy attack. and then Mangog doesn't attack immediately, so we do lose the power lock. But he's low enough on health that it's not really going to cause any issues. So next up we have a rank 3 Guardian on the Mixmaster Power Focus 1 and Aggression Prowess node. We're going to be using Ghost here. So this is quite a simple fight. Just going to be doing phase medium light or light medium light and building up to the special 2. So we're going to pretty much shut everything Guardian has down here. He can't auto block an unblockable special. We can phase his special 1, we counter the evade. And I do have a tech power booster on, which isn't needed for this, but it is going to speed it up a bit. So it's going down quite quickly. It's around 50,000 damage on every special 2, so not too bad, even without suicides on. Now we're just going to finish him off with a special 1. So now moving into section 2, at this point the war is pretty much confirmed a loss. We're down by quite a few deaths and they only have 11 fights to clear. So I'm not boosted too heavily here, even though there are some more difficult fights coming up. So Ghost is great on Path 5 section 2 just because you don't have to land any true intercepts to remove the protection from the node. And against this Moleman, that is going to be quite useful in speeding the fight up. So mainly just going to be baiting special 1s in this fight. Don't want to risk getting cornered from the special 2 and then he throws it in while I'm in the corner. Special 3 is going to be the main method of gaining space. So as you can see here, I'm getting fairly close to the corner, so just going to pop special 3 and get him back towards his side of the arena. Bait out another special 1. It's around a 2-minute fight, so a bit longer than the section 1 fights, but still nothing too bad. So because of the Protect Global, I don't really want to use special 2s because they're not really going to do much damage. And also it just means that I have to get rid of the Protect stacks afterwards. So now we're just doing some phase 1 hit combos to get some more damage in and go for the finish with a special 3. So this next fight is probably the one that I'm most worried about in this war. It is a rank 3 Satsquatch with Ebb and Flow Intercept and Redoubled Determination. So Ghost, she is an option for this fight, but she's definitely not the best. Pre-fight Torch and Warlock are way better for this matchup. And I also am not running suicides currently. I didn't really feel the need to turn them on in a war that we couldn't win. So just like the fight before, I am going to be saving to the special 3, and that is going to allow me to gain more distance. So do slip up a bit here, take 3 hits, but don't do too much damage. Phase the Rupture off. Of course, Satsquatch is quite a tanky champion. He's reducing damage by quite a bit and also has a huge health pool. And I believe this person is also running maxed out Mystic Dispersion. So do need to watch out for that with Cruelties expiring and also the Dexterity Mastery. So now he's in Wrath, so I can't really punish his special attacks, but I can still phase Intercept and punish heavies. So he is backing me into the corner a bit here, but now Wrath is over. So here I should have really used a special 3 banked to cruelty to increase the damage for the rest of the fight and also get him backed up. And that would have allowed me to build up another special 3 before his next draft cycle. So I do make a bit of a mistake. So now he's below 40%, he is going to trigger the regens, which are going to make this fight quite a bit longer. So now I do decide to use a special 3. Get him backed up towards his corner a bit before he manages to enter Wrath again and do a bit more damage. But I also didn't have any cruelties active, so I've got no permanent cruelties from that. So as you can see, we're not really out damaging the regen at this point. He's got 8 stacks of rage, so he's reducing damage by around 40%, now 50%. Now he's entered Wrath, so damage is back up to normal, but can't really attack him as much. So here we go for a special 3 just before the cruelty expires. That is going to make that a permanent passive cruelty, which is just going to increase the damage and allow us to finish him off a little bit quicker. So going to finish him off with a special 2 here. So it's a bit over 3 minutes for that fight, so it is quite a long fight. Again, did make a couple of mistakes, but it's not the easiest matchup for Ghost. So fairly happy with the result. So now we have a Void, and he has M-Flow Intercept, Crumbling Armor and Redoubled Determination. So this is a fight I've taken a few times before. And the last time I took it, I actually ate a special 2 because I had an agility debuff on me and dexterity failed. So I am watching out for that in this fight. So now we've got special 2, we're going to chain a few of them with a tech power booster. He's down to 3%. But here I anticipated to dash and he didn't do it, so we do get Crumbling Armor and a Petrify on us, so take quite a bit of damage, around 10%, but no real issue. Just another potion. So now we have Hyperion on the Rage and Return Policy mini-boss. So this was a bit of an experiment. Normally would assign a Doom or a Black Widow Clairvoyant for this, but wanted to try out Dr. Octopus, especially since invulnerability boosts are quite rare at the moment, and we didn't want to use one on a war that was already lost. So as you can see, like the Mangog fight, Hyperion's power gain does allow us to just use the heavy chain strategy. But he is also slowly gaining power, so he will reach a bar at some point in this fight. I don't really want to use my special 3 since it will give him a stack of rage. So here power lock does fall off, so push him up to a special 2. Managed to bait it out before the power lock ends. I would have probably used a special 3 just to be safe if he didn't use his special during the power lock. And now I need to land a heavy attack while the power lock is active on Hyperion, which we do here, and now we can get back into the heavy chain loop. So we do also have perfect parries, because of the scaling block proficiency, which is very useful in mitigating block damage. So here, throw off another heavy attack into a special 3, and this is going to finish off the fight. So Dr. Octopus clearly is a great option for Rage Hyperions. Just need to make sure you're not too heavily boosted, because in duels I did test it and it was only around 300 damage below the rage cap on heavy attack and medium crits. So now we're going to activate a few more boosts and just wait for an alliance mate to move up to the Guillotine 2099 fight. So we'll go into that now using Ghost. So this node has Hurt Locker and Power Focus 1. It's probably one of the easiest mini boss nodes. So want to throw heavy attacks frequently to make sure her invisibility cloak is not able to trigger in this fight. Also, ideally don't want her to use too many special ones, since it will power drain me and prevent getting the big damage from the special 2s. So I do have the tech power boost on again for a special 2. It does a good amount of damage, takes it down to 40%. Now another special 2 probably would have finished her off, but don't really want to risk it with Hurt Locker. So just going to build up to a special 3. Not entirely sure why I went for parry heavy there, but it's no big deal. Throw off the special 3, and the main purpose of this is just to make sure I can use another special 2 with Hurt Locker to finish her off. And we do also bank 4 permanent cruelties, so crit damage is going to be quite high. So she uses special 1 there, which is just going to make the fight a little bit longer, but no big deal really. Does get most of a regen, but since it doesn't scale with the nodes, it's not really too significant. Throw off another special 2 and she's down. So now we're moving on to the final fight of the war, which is a Hitmonkey on the Aspect of Evolution and Enhanced Power Gain mini-boss. And I'm not entirely sure why he's here. He doesn't have any power gain abilities of his own, so it's probably just for the unblockable special 2, so just need to stick to baiting special 1s. So I'm going to be using the phase 2 hits and light attack strategy, which is the fastest way to build power with Ghost. But I do notice here that it is getting me cornered quite quickly. So I'm going to land a few more hits, pushing back. So ideally I want him to use his special 1 while he doesn't have his schemes active, because if one of the hits misses, he will go unblockable until the schemes expire. You are going to see that in a second. So he uses special 1 here, misses, and now he's unblockable. So throw off a special 1 pretty much just to waste time and clear off the unblockable. We are backed into the corner here, but he's fairly low on health, so I'm not too concerned. So luckily he does use a special 1 here. Now, probably shouldn't have punished that. You can get parried quite easily on the punish. But yeah, he goes down to this special 2. Thank you all for watching the video.